Welcome to Echo Tales, where the whispers of forgotten truths ripple through time and the quiet courage of a broken heart can carve a new path. Please help me and get me just 100 subscribers. Tonight, we unearth a confession of betrayal, not of the loud, explosive kind, but one born from a chilling indifference, a slow burn that threatened to consume a man's very soul. I will never forget the way her laughter echoed through our bedroom that night. We were islands in a shared sea. Me, lost in the blue glow of emails. Her, hypnotized by the endless scroll of social media. The silence between us, thick and suffocating, finally broke beneath my voice. "Emily," I said, a quiet plea cutting through the air. "It's been months. We're married. We should at least be trying to reconnect." She looked up, a slow, mocking smirk twisting her lips before a short, cruel laugh escaped her. It was a sound that cut deeper than any heated argument ever could, a casual cruelty that struck like a hidden blade. "You're not sleeping with me," she declared, as if stating an obvious, amusing joke. "Not until I feel like it. Deal with it." My stomach clenched, a sickening knot tightening with dread. This wasn't her first dismissive swipe. But this night felt different. There was no hint of an explanation, no flicker of apology, just a brutal, unapologetic dismissal, as if my needs, my very existence, were utterly insignificant. I didn't fight back. I lay awake, a hollow silhouette against the ceiling, while her soft snores punctuated the vast, silent gulf between us. In the harsh light of morning, I tried again, desperate to breach the chasm. "Emily, this isn't just about sex," I pleaded, my voice strained. "It's about us, about intimacy, about being a team." She simply rolled her eyes, a gesture of profound contempt. "You're so dramatic. Not everything is about you." In that moment, something inside me shifted, a quiet, seismic fracture. For weeks, I had carried the crushing weight of self-blame. Was I not patient enough? Not attractive enough? Not doing enough to make her feel cherished? But now, a cold, undeniable truth settled upon me. It was never about me. It was about respect, or rather, the stark, brutal absence of it. Once that realization took root, other unsettling details began to surface. The endless hours she spent giggling at her phone, yet barely sparing me 2 words. The sudden, inexplicable late nights at work, her return marked by the scent of a different perfume, a foreign, cloying fragrance that whispered of secrets. I tried to dismiss it, to tell myself my mind was playing tricks, but deep down, a cold certainty solidified. The final, devastating blow came on a quiet Friday night. I overheard her in the kitchen, her voice light with a casual cruelty on the phone. "He's so needy," she laughed, the sound echoing through the hallway, mocking and dismissive. "I swear it's like living with a teenager." "No, don't worry. He won't do anything about it. He never does." I stood frozen, her words ringing in my ears like a death knell. She didn't just dismiss me. She mocked me, dissected me to someone else, painting me as a pathetic, predictable fool. In that agonizing instant, the hurt transformed into a burning, resolute anger. While her laughter continued to echo from the kitchen, I quietly opened my laptop. My fingers, steady and purposeful, began to search for divorce attorneys. The next 2 days were a chilling performance. I wore a mask, a calm facade of normalcy. I smiled. I made her coffee. I acted as if nothing had fundamentally shifted, but beneath the surface, I was done. My gut screamed of deeper betrayals, and I was no longer willing to silence it. Sunday morning, Emily announced a brunch with a friend. I watched her prepare, a meticulous ritual of transformation. Full makeup, a new dress, heels she hadn't worn since our wedding reception. A tightening sensation in my chest, but I merely nodded, a casual mask on my face. "Have fun." The moment her car pulled out of the driveway, I followed. I kept a careful, silent distance, a shadow stalking its prey, until she walked into a quaint cafe and directly into the waiting arms of a man I had never seen before. He hugged her with an intimacy that spoke volumes, a possessive embrace that screamed, more than just a friend. They sat across from each other, leaning in close, sharing conspiratorial touches, secret smiles, a universe of whispered confidences that belonged only to them. I didn't storm in. I didn't make a scene. Instead, I pulled out my phone, a silent weapon in my trembling hand, and began to record. 10 minutes of undeniable evidence. Every laugh, every tender touch, every stolen glance. When she finally kissed him goodbye in the parking lot, my chest felt like it was on fire, a searing inferno of pain and clarity. But I had what I needed. That night, I waited. She walked through the door, all smiles and feigned normalcy, planting a casual kiss on my cheek. "How was brunch?" I asked, my voice eerily calm, controlled. "Fine," she replied, kicking off her heels, oblivious to the storm brewing. "Good," I said, pulling out my phone, the screen a sudden, stark beacon in the dim light. "Because I'd hate to think you were lying to me." The color drained from her face, leaving her pale and hollow. Her casual mask crumbled into a horrified grimace as I pressed play. Her laughter, her hand brushing through his hair. Every intimate, damning detail played out in perfect, brutal clarity on the screen. She opened her mouth, but no sound escaped. "Emily," I said slowly, each word deliberate, cutting. "Do you know how humiliating it is to be laughed at in my own house, in my own marriage, and then find out this is what you've been doing behind my back?" Her hands trembled as she reached for the phone, a desperate, futile gesture. "It's not what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like." I cut in, my voice sharp as broken glass. "And I'm done pretending this is a marriage." For the first time, I saw true, raw fear in her eyes. She lunged, tried to grab my arm, but I stepped back, severing the last thread of physical contact. "You think this is funny?" I demanded, my voice shaking with a righteous anger I hadn't known I possessed. "You won't be laughing tomorrow." That night, I packed a single suitcase, sent the damning evidence to my lawyer, and slept on the couch. Not because I had to, but because I craved every inch of distance from her deceitful presence. The next morning, there was no pretense of breakfast or small talk. When Emily came into the kitchen, her eyes were red-rimmed, a testament to her sleepless night. "Can we talk?" she asked softly, her voice fragile. I didn't even look up from my coffee. "We talked last night," I stated flatly. "Now it's time to act." She sank into the chair opposite me, her hands twisting nervously in her lap. "It was a mistake," she whispered, her voice barely audible. It didn't mean anything. I finally met her gaze, a cold, hard stare. "Emily, you laughed at me. You mocked me. And then you betrayed me. It meant enough for you to risk our entire marriage." Her voice broke, a desperate plea. "I can change. I swear. Just don't leave me." I shook my head, the decision immutable. "You made this choice when you chose him over us. I'm not going to be the man who begs for scraps of affection." Her tears came harder now, a torrent of desperate regret. She grabbed my hand, pleading, "You can't just throw away everything we've built." I slowly, deliberately pulled my hand back. "You already did. You threw it away the first time you decided to cheat, and every single time you laughed at me for caring about this marriage." The room fell silent, broken only by her ragged sobs. I stood, retrieved the divorce papers I'd printed that very morning, and placed them gently on the table between us. "I want a divorce," I stated, my voice steady, unwavering. Her face crumpled completely, all composure abandoning her. "Please don't do this," she cried, but I didn't flinch. "I deserve a wife who respects me," I said, my gaze firm. "You deserve the man you've been sneaking around with. Go be with him." I left the house that afternoon, my suitcase in the trunk, my future stretching wide and terrifying, yet undeniably open. As I drove away, a profound sensation washed over me, something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Weeks later, a text from her. "I made a mistake. Please come home." I didn't reply. The papers were signed, the court date set. When we stood before the judge, she wept silently, a dramatic performance for an indifferent audience. But I shed not a single tear. For the first time in years, I felt like I had finally taken my life back. As I walked out of the courthouse into the bright, indifferent world, a powerful realization settled in my soul. Sometimes, the most potent act of all isn't to scream or fight or beg. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies in the quiet, resolute act of walking away, not in shame, but in the profound dignity of self-preservation. This man's story is a stark reminder that even in the deepest shadows of betrayal, the light of truth can guide us towards a peace we once thought lost forever. What silent battles have you fought? What hidden truths have you uncovered that changed everything? Share your stories, your echoes of resilience, in the comments below. And if this tale resonated with the quiet strength in your own heart, be sure to subscribe to Echo Tales, where every whisper becomes a testament to the unyielding power of truth.